Welcome back. Episode 8 of the No Starving Artist podcast.
Thank you, Jay.
We are here. We have an amazing guest, a two-timer, the first two-timer.
Thank you, King.
Jeffrey Boom Louizia.
Thank you.
Needs no introduction, but he's going to give one to you.
Thank you. Jay Boom Louizia. Born and raised in Boston, Mass. Moved here 14 years ago, created a life, got a beautiful family, embarking in now utilizing my craft and my gift of dance as a tool to not only better myself, but also help everyone else like rewire their brains. And I know that sounds crazy, right? I'm not no therapist or anything like that, but I found a lot of healing and a lot of growth through a lot of my dance experiences and stuff. And so I share those. I share those experiences with other people. And so, but not as something to be like, this is the way, follow the J Boom book. Or nah, it's just, I really found it, I wanted more out of dance, bro. Yeah. I wanted to, not just do moves anymore, but like be like, dang, if I'm going to do this every day, I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to always find inspiration, always be in love with it, or sometimes leave it, sometimes leave it and come back as a new, fresh person. It's an entity. And anyway, I love it. Thank you again, Jay. We're here, Jay Boom.
So we were talking before I started rolling, and so we're gonna pick up there, even though it's
man.
But
yeah.
Here's where I want to pick up with is I've been watching this podcast called The Daily Life of a CEO. Have you ever watched it?
No.
Super good. So
Daily Life
Jeffrey was talking
CEO.
about how,
Cool,
and we were both kind of talking about how we I don't even know if I should look up the definition of this, but I don't know if it's self-sabotaging, but we
it's close.
We will I was giving the example that I'm starting a new project and I'm nervous that nobody's going to want to be a part of it. And he is kind of in a similar situation. Yeah. So here's my question. This is I'm taking you in.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
Why do you feel like you have that feeling? Where do you think that comes from?
Yeah, as I was telling Jay, and that he, all my homies, they're so supportive. They're like, yo, Jeffrey, push your tutorial, throw it out, send it to me. And I sat there and watched 6, and I was telling them that, I came up with all these reasons. My name was spelled incorrectly. There's one of them that is way too long, but I'm listening to myself talk, and I'm like, okay, Jeffrey, hurry up, get to the point. I want to start moving. And I'm like, I'm building these things. And so what a cool, amazing question, Jay, because it's like, if I think about my upbringing and coming up, I was always wanting to please my mom, please my parents, please my mentors, my teachers. I was constantly looking for the good job, And then I started being hard on myself. I guess I don't know if this is the jack of the trade here. I don't know if the better you get at something, the more you start putting more expectations and things on yourself almost, right? You're like, okay, I got to this level, and now you're like, okay, I can get to this level, and then it becomes almost like you start to perfect things. You start to be like, okay, I don't know. So anyway, I think I'm seeding. It was seeded for me to, why am I searching for perfection? I don't, why do I want these videos to be so perfect before sending them out? I don't know. Maybe because, that's what I've been always searching for, to be a perfect version of myself. I don't know. That's crazy.
There's I'm a really big fan of John Bellion. I don't know if you ever listened to his music.
Yes, absolutely.
But there's a song, and in the song he says, what if who I try to be was always me?
Wow. Yeah.
And just that quick reflection of
I love that.
Maybe the person that I'm constantly trying to search to become,
I love that,
was actually me the whole time.
Absolutely.
But because I didn't give myself that grace to, you know what I'm saying? Every time it hits me. Every time
you said it,
every
give
time
yourself your grace.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't do enough of that. So yeah.
So do you think because I think kind of going back to what you're saying with as you get better at something, I feel like as you get better at something, there's, whether it's real or it's made up in your head, there's more pressure.
Yes. Yeah.
And so then it drives you to do,
Yeah.
because I've faced this with like choreography and with my own teaching a lot, where like the larger my platform has gotten, the larger, you know, the more people that know me, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
I start to feel more pressure of like, and I'll use a very specific example, like with hip hop,
Yeah.
where I'm constantly questioning, is this hip hop? Is this hip hop? Is this hip hop? Am I approaching this correctly? Am I doing this correctly?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like when I was younger, that my ego was
there you go.
in a place where it was like
that word too,
purely free to do whatever it wanted to do.
Yeah.
There was no, and I told Fernanda that when we were talking about the project that I'm starting soon, I told her the same thing. I was like, if this was 5 years ago, I would not have. It would have already been posted. I wouldn't have even thought about it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have even thought about it.
But we've downloaded so much more through the generations of growth.
Yeah.
We watch people do things better. Technology get better. Things get tighter. Quality get up.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, when we get that type of information, we're like, oh no, we can't do it how we've been doing it. So we're harder on ourselves. So we're like, oh, what? If you came out with the next 14 plus Pro phone, you're showing me the best next thing.
Yeah.
Then I want to do the best next thing.
Yeah.
I want to provide quality to the top like this, not do the old stuff generationally.
Yeah.
I gotta just what. You said some stuff too, bro, the other day about even us moving generationally with the kids these days.
Yeah.
Not staying in our generation. I'm 38, but I got to get hip with my 6-year-old. I got to get hip with what their generation's coming in.
Yeah.
I can't stay. I need to upgrade my iOS people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't be like, that's my choice. If I didn't upgrade it, I didn't push upgrade, everyone's upgrading around me.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm looking at everyone like, what's going on? Everyone's like looking at me like, dude, push upgrade. Push upgrade. Come on. You know?
Yeah.
And so I think that's really what it is.
Yeah.
We've been downloading so many people been like mad, you know?
Yeah.
And it pushes this type of pressure.
Yeah.
Like you said, to do the next.
Yeah.
To bring the next. Wow, you know?
Do you have you ever thought about this is kind of carrying over from last episode, but I brought it up to Marquette and I liked kind of where it went, is this idea that the way he worded it, and it was better than the way I worded it, is that I feel like dancers sometimes feel, this is a little bit of a pivot as well, sometimes feel like being a starving artist is like authentic and it's legit. And it's like, because the way that I brought it up to him was, I was like, I feel like there's this stigma, I've always felt this way, where if you do anything else besides dance, you're immediately less qualified. You're less legit.
Absolutely.
Is the way that I feel in my head.
Yeah. So like you're saying, you know, if I didn't go through the grind, no job.
Yeah.
Don't, you know, I'm not doing the business thing. I'm just strictly just like in the streets.
Yeah.
Then I'm not legit, you know.
Do you ever feel that way?
No, bro. The only time that I would feel not legit is because my style, Jason, is very mosh pit. When it comes to movement, I learn and I feast off of every style almost.
Yeah.
So then when I'm teaching, when someone's walking into my hip hop class, what am I teaching?
Yeah.
Is it hip hop? You know?
Right.
And so that's the only time that I would feel like, but you know what? I had a job, bro. I had like, this is when I say dance is not about just the movement, style, energy. Dance is a tool. It's the entity like anyone would use, a gym, a yoga place. It's a tool. It's a tool. So what makes it legit is that we found a way now to therapeutically do some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not just moving, Jason. You know what I mean? It's just not. And so when it comes to being legit, a starving artist, we're pretty legit. We lived our lives, you know, outside of movement, you know, and then we took this entity, this gift of movement to now speak with it, not just to show it off and be like, look at the next cool move. No, there's some history behind everything behind these movements. There's history, there's culture, there's stories, you know, behind that language that was provided to us. And now we're using the tools to speak with it. That was a lot. I'm sorry.
So you're saying I never thought about this. So you're saying that, like, in essence, in the beginning, it was never about solely the movement.
No.
It was a reaction.
What? Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Of all of these other factors.
Way better than I said.
So to now separate those factors from it?
No, yes. For me, Jay, that's only me, I feel doesn't make, because if someone had said to me, you know, hip hop started, you know, right? They were like, it started in the dance room, in improving. No one was in the, I mean, not in the dance room, in ourselves. Yeah. Right? In our self-expression of creation. No one was teaching stuff yet, you know, kind of a thing. Like, that was, you know, starving artists. Wow, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I can't separate the human from, you know, the, you know, from this tool. Yeah. It's like, it's,
I really, really like that.
You said it so clean.
No,
bro.
you said it so clean. You connected the dots of, like, yeah, because that's exactly what it is. I feel like as dance has progressed, it's separated itself. Like, and now it's like, there's your dancer, you, and there's the rest of you, and you hide the rest of you.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Because you don't want. Yes. You would never want, like, for me, I have a full-time marketing job. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want people, like, I feel like if people knew that, then somehow I'm less, like, if they don't think that I'm, like, struggling and, like, making everything from dance, then I'm less qualified.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But what you're saying is all of those things that are part of you collide to create your expression.
Yes. And that's why, remember, that's why I'm like, yo, you're coming to Jeffrey's hip hop class, but is it hip hop?
Yeah.
Thank you. Woo. Thank you, bro.
And that was you, man. I'm just
well, because sometimes the brain just shoots it. But you connected that beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. That was a great question.
Another thing that I wanted to, again, a little bit of a pivot here, but kind of just because we're touching on these, like, early eras, I was thinking about when I was, like, thinking about having you on again, is that I feel like we kind of touched on it the first time, but we didn't really touch on the fact that, like, you were coming up at, like, a very monumental time in hip hop.
Yeah.
So my question for you was, like, what do you remember from, like, young about, like, when did hip hop cross your path?
So that's
and what did it look and feel like?
You know, I was, like I said, born and raised in Boston, bro. But my household and my culture, I'm Haitian. I lived a Haitian culture life. All my morals, superstition, everything.
Yeah.
Catholic Haitian boy. Speak fluently en créole. Moi parle créole bien fluent. Moi danser, moi chanter. Moi ka di n'importe ba ou besoin di c'est créole, c'est langue moi. Haïti c'est langue moi. It's fluently. This is my culture.
Yeah.
So now, for me, I was on a twist, bro. Because I have this era happening while this era of hip hop is about to hit me.
Yeah.
So now I'm culturally moving. Everything I'm doing, it's West African movement. Yeah. It's not, you know. But the way it crossed me was at a house party.
Come on.
What you mean?
Speak on it.
No better way. Yeah. No better way for this to hit me. because my parents, you know, they're full Haitian.
Yeah.
So they're listening to all cultural music and everything. We sit in the car to go to school. The songs on the radio is Haitian stuff.
Yeah.
It's not it's not this new vibration that's about to slap Jeffrey Boom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, parents go out. My mom asked my neighbors to babysit us. My neighbors are throwing a party. My neighbors are throwing a party.
Yes.
Baby Jeffrey is upstairs with older vibrations, older people. I walk in and the house is like whomping of bass. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
It was crazy. People, I was like, you know, like a little body through a force of of vibrations, you know?
Yeah.
People were dancing. People were just collectively exchanging.
Yeah.
The music I've never heard before. I don't even. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. And what's the time period at this point?
So like maybe I'm probably 8 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, well, you know, cause 8 years old, like maybe
it's like mid 90s.
Yeah, it's
early
90s,
mid 90s.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
The thick of the 90s.
It is the thick. Yep.
Okay.
And
so this is like New Jack's fully going at this point.
yes.
And we're like entering like this a new age, new sound almost at this point in time.
Yes.
Okay.
The music was just vibrant.
Yeah.
People were just vibrant.
Yeah.
They were exchanging. They were like, you know, and there this bounce rock energy thing that we talk about. Simply people just
And these are dancers?
My people, these are not. Yo.
The only reason I asked that is because I like
come on.
I grew up like all of my friends growing up were black, and I always tell my students like all of my friends would never in a million years say they're dancers, but they could dance.
Exactly.
They could dance.
Exactly.
They could dance.
Exactly. That's amazing. You said that.
But you can't quantify it.
No,
you can't. You got to see it. You can't describe it. You can't
no,
explain it.
no,
You can't teach it. It's just.
But I wasn't into that movement yet, yo.
Yeah.
Like that literally was a huge seed, Jay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So how did you kind of like and I don't want to
keep going.
conclude here.
No, make it. Yeah.
Or I don't want to like make a assumption. Do you feel like at that point your identity was Haitian? Wholeheartedly Haitian.
Yes.
So how did you navigate when you see this new thing and you're like, I kind of like that?
Yes.
Was there any sort of like push and pull on like as it progressed and maybe we have to flash forward a little bit to fully
let's keep
see
going.
that. But like,
Yep.
Was there any push and pull on like your Haitian culture and hip hop coming into your life?
Ready? Boom. Fast forward. My mom and my family, they are, you know, we're really strict with our morals. We want, you know, we're newly Haitian Black American boys, and they want us to succeed, you know? And so opposition at that time, crime is up. There's gang related stuff happening.
Yeah.
This is and you know, I was around some of that stuff outside of this hip hop thing that I just bumped into. So I would go to school. Do you see what happened?
Yeah.
So what you just said, what we talked about, the culture, the people. Yeah. So I'm around that energy already. Before I heard music. Before I saw movement to it.
Yeah.
I saw movement.
Yeah.
Like I saw, you know. Anyway, my mom didn't want me part of that.
Yeah.
You know, so like I always was clean cut.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't want me to have any braids. She was like, pull your pants up, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like, but who knew that styles like that would hinder a culture almost, right? Yeah. In my mom's head. Yeah. In her vision. Yeah. She's seen everything that had to do with crime had to do with like those boys that had those braids or the boys that were like thugging it or the boys that were, because she was hip to the hop
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
as an adult.
Yeah.
I was new to this. So she was like, oh, you know, and so so my culture did pull a little bit because now I wanted to dive into listening to this new radical vibration.
Yeah.
Turn on 94.5.
Which it very much was at the time.
Yeah.
It was very like against the, I mean, it was different. It was completely new.
different.
Completely new.
Put some like room into the, you know, and so I felt like that would have been my push and pull. It would have been like, oh, I'm trying to dive in every time I turn on the 94.5 on my thing right there. I'm trying to listen to some new thing that's coming out.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, what's that?
Yeah.
Do I hear curse words?
Yeah.
What is that in there? And I'm like, oh, nothing. It's you know. And so
did you ever feel the gravity of what hip hop would become, or at the time was it just sort of like, did you not even think about that?
Bro,
you know, does that make sense? Like, did you ever have a thought of like, this is going to be worldwide?
Yeah, because I guess I'm still stuck in my young years. When I'm talking to you still right now, I didn't even tap into me going into high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm saying where this magic in my head of what you just said about like, this is about to be crazy. It didn't really tap out because I was amongst the gold, like I was amongst it almost.
Yeah.
Moving with the generation of it.
And that's what,
you know, as if I didn't have to upload and download and upgrade. I was just with it almost like, you know, but not realizing that, whoa, I'm moving with something that's about to go, you know? And so I was just living, experiencing it. Experiencing for sure, you know.
I don't think people really quite understand the impact that era, not even just hip hop, but just that era had on not only the US but the world. I mean, just culturally, clothing, music, movement, the way people talk, this
absolutely.
It's when you really think about it, it's crazy. There's really nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it.
And it's a true culture exchange, Jay. I'm telling you, why was it? Because my parents are from Haiti, you know? So you're telling me these people from this type of culture coming into the America and now having these cultures come. So it's like, it's an exchange for sure to get to understand them, right? So to the point, Jay, where now I'm tatted. I had some stencils. I wear baggy pants. You know, things that my mom back in the day would have been like, boy. But she looking at me like, oh, he's so handsome.
But even those things, like they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yes. So it's like, but breaking those stigma about these things, I was happy to open my mom's mind.
Yeah.
To be like, yo, that kid with the braids. He's a full A student. He's graduating.
Jeez,
and this is how he's moving. Just the style, your voice, your personality. Does that measure you? Does that measure you? It did in my mom's mind. It measured. It measured right a little bit for a second. And this is not me shaming. This is me being like, yo, yes, styles can sometimes measure somebody. But in that person, that's probably not their measure. They're probably expressing to their most unmeasured position, you know, perspective. I'm done. Sorry, God.
No. I love it. I think it's like, because it's cool. I think because as somebody who I didn't grow up in that era, and I found hip hop a lot later, but as someone that's like obsessed with hip hop, it's always cool to hear like of people that were involved, you know, because it's like, it's such as people that are into hip hop, like any artist that is into the style, you should at least understand the gravity of that era, of that 80s, 90s, early 2000s, where it's like, we're past the point of inception now. And now it's like getting direction, you know, it's getting direction, and it's getting like, it's catching, you know, at this point. And there's still pushback, but it's catching. So it's cool to hear from someone that was, I mean, there, you know, I mean, Boston, New York, like all of these, like it started in New York, but I wasn't just isolated to that area.
My Haitian boy self, when I started, this is okay. Ready? I want to just do like eighth grade, bro.
Hit me.
I entered a battle for the first time, but I'm still now.
Yeah.
Hip hop has, I said eighth grade.
Yeah.
But I still don't know about a lot about popping, the styles.
Yeah.
Because I was so.
And sorry to interrupt, but how developed was that stuff at this point in time?
Pretty developed because why I say that? Because I was such a sheltered Haitian boy, bro.
Yeah.
But why I say it was developed because when I entered that battle,
yeah,
things were popping, bro. Like there's people that know hip hop teams were popping all over the place. There was squads, crews, there was battles that I was hearing about.
Yeah, yeah.
At that time, eighth grade, ninth grade, going in like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was hearing a lot of our events, but I wasn't hip because I was still in my Haitian world with my parents. But I was getting fueled outside when I go to school. You know what I'm saying? And I was
double life.
Yeah. Yes. I was like Haitian boy at night during the day. I'm the hip hop. Yeah, no. So it's like so one day I got into this and graffiti was big. So my God, I had homies that were into that. So that culture I was getting into. I started getting with homies that had braids, and it was like I was like, this is exciting. I was feeling this energy of hip hop music while they were doing graffiti, doing their piece, rapping, instrumentals. I was getting fueled 8th and 9th grade. Like I was like, whoa, what is this thing? DJ stuff that I remember it clear, bro.
And this is pure exchange of humans. There's the internet is developing, I think, at this point, but there's no. That's what's so crazy. It's like, yes, there was TV, but a lot of hip hop was not getting spotlighted on TV. No. This is.
I love you said that.
This is purely.
Yes, I love that you said that. It wasn't getting spotted on TV.
Something that became so massive so quickly that spawned out of one area of the country.
And I literally
it's wild.
Yep.
And you felt that impact.
Oh my goodness. What? That was crazy to me. Like to be part of that world. Yeah. To just see styles like people actually popping everything. I literally was like getting and fueled and getting blasted away to the point where I told you I entered this battle and I'm going against like Megatron, who's 5'10" winner, who knows all of that. Yeah. And all of a sudden I go out and I do throw around a Haitian dancing cultural round, like at a popping competition. Yeah. And I take a chocolate. This is TMI, but I take a chocolate because I'm so creative. I put it in my pocket and I go into gorilla stance and I'm doing some Haitian thing. And then all of a sudden I turn to Megatron and I poop the chocolate out. I take it out of my thing, kick it to Megatron, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Anyway, they didn't shame me, bro. Yeah. That culture. Yeah. All these hip hop heads in a room watching this Haitian boy not pop. Yeah. They were just clapping, celebrating. Yeah. So I felt invitation. I felt like that was like the first time I felt like weirdly in a family,
Do you think that moment has set the tone for like how you teach now?
Yeah. Absolutely. Because they accepted me outside of their craft. They accepted me but then they took me in and taught me, they were like teaching. They were like really, really good teachers, but they weren't teachers. Yeah. They didn't, they were homies. Yeah. Yeah. That were like, yo, let's check out this new thing that we're working on.
Yeah.
What? There were b-boys being working on new things, got me into touching the floor. Jay, check out this new move.
Yeah.
Check out a stall. Check out these things. And I still carry those things with me now. Yeah. And you even tell, like, I can feel it. It's so crazy you asked me if I ever felt the impact, and I feel it by even speaking about those experiences, for sure, bro.
Yeah,
it's like, it affected and applied so much into my life, bro. Crazy.
Yeah.
Movement did, but that moment and hip hop of the culture.
Yeah. So as we move down this timeline, and I want to ask you this specifically from like your perspective as an individual, and then just kind of like your worldview as well. Did you, and maybe you can speak on like if other people felt this way at the time as well. Was there like a clear understanding of when hip hop started to get taken away from the people that started it? Was there kind of like a moment where the collective was seeing things happening that were like, wait a second, this doesn't feel right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or were you just kind of, like you said, so wrapped up in that moment that you didn't even?
No, bro. I only can say the one particular moment for me, and it's as I was wrapped around it and everything, going with it. I do remember a point where people started to itemize and ownership be like, hey, he's not cool anymore. Let me not say he's not cool anymore. He's not hip to what we are creating. Like, they are taking ownership almost, and being like, nah, if you ain't doing it like this anymore.
Interesting.
You felt almost like a separation started happening.
Yeah.
And then a separation of like who's going commercial. There was it was like, who's going commercial, who's staying street, who's monetizing, who's turning the culture to shift, who's going to studios now, who's doing it started going like, but I think right, everyone sees like the gold, and they try to chip the gold, crack, and then try to take as many pieces from it. You take that piece, like, I don't. So I guess
so it wasn't like, which, I mean,
and Jay, when you start to see, because you see what I said, people went into studios and stuff.
Yeah.
You start to see people teaching and that haven't experienced it, and they're just copying and regurgitating, not walking into a space with their, it's okay, ego, I guess you would say, about them almost, and not really diving into the culture or research or whatever, right? Yeah. So when you say taking away, like, I feel like the culture starts to get watered down because everyone wants their hand in it. Yeah. Because it's the cool thing in that moment or whatever it is.
I mean, culturally, it was massive.
Exactly.
And so, I guess a lot of people use the common term of like, when the suits catch wind of that.
Absolutely.
Then it becomes.
Absolutely. Yes.
So to just to kind of like clarify, so you didn't witness or feel like there was like a moment, which feels obvious in my brain, but there wasn't a moment where it was like separation. It slowly kind of but Jay, there also,
yes, it did morph in my head, but also, Jay, there is culturally moments where it was culturally between a Caucasian and now a black man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was culturally, so yes.
Yes.
But at the same time, when you say that it feel taken away, but now those guys that do those that hip hop vibration.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who are the criminals.
Yeah.
So now my craft is being used against me.
Yeah.
Now this culture that you remember I'm saying perspective.
Yeah.
Now the homies with the braids and, because now I do remember being pulled out, in a subway to ask because, cops thought we were the ones who, granted we're artists, Jay.
Yeah.
But they thought we did something. They were hanging out too long. These kids are hanging around too much. So get across the wall. Hey, what's up? My first time being frisked. What's up? What's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
They pull out of my bag a dance magazine, homie. Dance magazine. Hey, what you got this dance magazine for? What's this? My homies are like, he's a dancer,
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And then they're like, yeah, prove it. These cops make me dance.
Yeah.
I dance, and they're like, wow, you're pretty good. You're pretty good, because I was like, I can't go to jail. I can't do none of that. Yeah. And so anyway, culturally, that's what I'm saying. There was some hard stops. Stops, man.
That is mind blowing. That sounds like straight out of a movie. Like, I think there's people that would hear you say that and be like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
There's no way that dance had that sort of like. Because
they let us go.
It's
Jay.
Because there's nothing else like it that was so culturally immersive. There's been nothing like that. Like, to the point where like no one's pulling over a ballerina on the side.
No,
you know what I'm
my
saying? Like,
G.
it's like there's nothing that was that culturally impactful that people didn't know they didn't know what to do.
No. Because literally you have this high school boy.
That's crazy.
Yep. This high school boy who's now trying to get out of this. Never, ever in trouble.
Yeah.
Never in trouble. What?
Yeah.
So my homies who are teaching me the hip hop culture, seriously.
Yeah.
We're the ones against the wall, and they pull Jeffrey out with his dance bag out.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing this thing, and you're right. Dance impacted that moment where literally they said, you know what? You guys can go. Get on the next train, man. Get on the next train. But hey, you're pretty good. Do you know? Yeah. And then since this day, I always say that. I'm like, yo, dance got me out of a situation.
That's crazy.
Like.
So do you feel like, from your perspective, again, like I don't think
no,
it's obviously not appropriate to.
It's got to be my.
Yeah, it's not appropriate to blanket like an entire thing. But from your perspective, we're talking, so this makes sense. Do you feel like it was that hip hop was weaponized in a way during that time period?
Yes, bro. From in my head, yes. Yeah. It almost looked like a massive scale of what was happening with my mom's little seed. Like when
yes.
So when she was like, hey, the kid with the braids, the kid with the baggy hit, but now they took this thing, this style, this culture that was like, this type of squad, they're the ones to watch out for. Yeah. Don't watch out for the guy with the suspenders and the bow tie, bro. Yeah. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
I think we're
it's deep. It's deep.
It's deep. We're tiptoeing on very, very like deep-seated issues.
It's deep.
Around this idea that like
it's deep. I don't even know.
Whenever if we look historically, whenever grouping Black Americans,
yes, thank you,
started to develop something that was theirs, it did not make it very far.
No.
And I think that the only reason I'm bringing it up, I'm not even like, I don't want to go down this road because of like today's climate.
I understand.
I think it's so important for dancers to understand that this was not, we're talking about something that was created predominantly. Yeah. I don't want to discount there was Latin Americans at the time. There was, I'm sure there was some white people thrown in the mix, but
yes, thank you.
Predominantly Black people.
You have to say that for sure. I'm with you.
Black people in America created this style out of necessity, and then it was essentially,
I like what you use.
Taken,
weaponized. I like that word because of how experiences.
What's frustrating for me, and it's not, I'm a guest in the culture, but what's frustrating for me to see is like, is the double standard of like, when it's used in the corporate world, like we're all for it.
Yeah.
Because it makes money.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't have it.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
But we can.
Absolutely.
But it's super cool. So we'll take it.
Yep. Absolutely, bro. That was epically a fact. Okay. In our eyes, right?
Yeah, in our eyes. But I guess that's why I'm asking you these questions, because I'm like, is it me looking back as a guest and as someone who has no clue? I will never be able to understand things that you went through.
Yeah.
Is it me looking back and just making those assumptions, or did you really feel? Did you feel at that time like that's what was happening? Like it was something that you found and you were so happy to find.
Yes.
And then it was like
but also I don't know, growing up, bro, the perspective of what I saw hip hop rappers as. And, what was being talked about in those raps. I really sit in a stage of like still trying to understand what I really was like. As we speak, I'm re-experiencing. You know, I'm like, oh, whoa, yeah, for sure. You know, but anyway, like I said, visually and physically, I was living through it.
Yeah,
going in my hood. You know, after hip hop has spilled in my life, and then now watching what I kind of was perceived as almost. I felt like a shift, bro. Yeah. Like, you know, and so hip hop that I was really on the side of.
Yeah.
It consisted of these hardcore, heavy rapping, gun, gangsta, all these things that were what we heard. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's double, but but that's real. That's their real life they're living, you know. So
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So then to now, so you can't take that real life and say that person is a terrible person. That's their life. They lived it. They experienced it, right? So then now you have the choice to be like, okay, I'm going to tell you what I could take and what I can filter through that, and how I can use that energy, how I can use that gangster thug energy style. I'm gonna do this side here, and then start puppeteering how I want to roll with it. You know. Anyway, I saw that, I felt that, I did. Yeah. I just did. I felt like I was always on the side of that. Yeah. Okay,
so now again, a little bit of a flash forward. Do you still feel that sometimes? That feeling that you're describing of like feeling excluded almost from something that you should never been excluded from, or feeling that kind of like, do you feel like it's gotten better? Do you feel like it's gotten worse? Do you feel like it's kind of just...
I feel like it got better, Jay. I don't,
Yeah.
Just because hip hop understood, the people understood.
Yeah.
To speak up louder.
Yeah.
To make a difference, unapologetically scream.
Yeah.
Our personality.
Yeah.
Our identity. And so that happened.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm the loudest. I feel like I'm more celebratory. I celebrate more. I feel more people are celebrating more versus I think our voice like overshadows it became we became like a bigger mountain of confidence in our culture.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I've been watching that and feasting on that more. And so that's why personally, I do feel like it got better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe someone else might say different.
Right. But from your
personally, I feel people are more embracing of what this loud noise, because we were like, hey, that's ours.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like we did that.
Yeah.
Hey, we in here.
Yeah.
Hey, you see us? We did that. Yeah. And then teachers were like, oh, teach us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell me how. I feel that more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I personally feel that. So the answer is yes. I do think it got better, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for like, I know that some of those questions and just bringing up some of that like
what you killed me,
old
bro.
stuff is
Yes,
sometimes
G,
like,
you got me, bro.
it takes you back. But
it did.
I appreciate it from,
thank you.
Again, from a guest in the culture, from a teacher, from someone who wasn't there. It gives me more perspective.
Yeah.
Every single time
you're
we
a pure
talk, so
you're a pure example of that, Jay. You just are. Look at you. You're feasting. you're holding podcast and what it's and so that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, you're the prime example of, yes, it's getting better.
Yeah.
People like you, what? Like, it's like, yeah. So thank you, G.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
like, yes, it was crazy going past it because you've made me feel like, you made me realize like, yo, I definitely matter in this culture. I definitely went through it. Sometimes sometimes inside, like currently, presently, right?
Yeah.
Remember, I would say inside, it's like, what is Jeffrey? Who is Jeffrey Boom? What does he teach really? What is his, whatever his essence is.
Yeah.
So I finally feel like that I am and was and always will be part of that culture. Culture. I always was.
Yeah.
Even if I was that Haitian boy, that it was still coming around. When it hit me. Yeah. And then I was part of it, experiencing it. And then you bringing me back to be like, okay, now look what you experienced. And I'm like, oh, snap. That was hip hop. that was hip hop. Yeah. And so, yeah. So thank you, King.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like you're pretty loud?
Oh, I am loud.
Where do you think that came from, your culture, your household, that energy? Or do you think that it developed from feeling like you needed to be the loudest person in the room? Or do you feel like it was a mix of both?
Mix of both. My culture, my mom, they always taught me to be, unapologetically me, for sure. That my culture is, we're dancers, we, ceremony, we do. Yeah. So,
yeah.
But then, it's like, where did some of my worth, my thought of betting on myself go, almost like always believing myself. Yeah. But like I said, the more you grow, the more pressure happens in life. You feel like you have to fight more for a spot now, and then you see other loud entities around you, go out and striving, some big smiles on their face. It's like, it's like, it makes you go, whoa. It made me go, oh, okay, I have to pump up I have some of that in there. What is that? Why are they living life so like, and laughing so loud? And what's up with them? They're just probably going full out on life. And, so that triggered me to, but I do have a crazy impulse in me.
Yeah.
And it's not that no one's put me down to force me to be loud, but I personally will self-sabotage. Like we were talking about in the beginning. Me personally, Jeffrey, maybe are you ready for that, Jeffrey? Or do you have that much skills to do that? Do you have that much reputation to do that? Are you qualified? Are you worthy? All those questions come up. So I try to be louder than them. I try to be louder than all of those questions, but they're still there. Yeah. But they're just not as loud, and I'm diminishing them slowly, you know what I'm saying? Because, and fighting to find my true balance worth on myself. Right. So, I think that's what makes me loud. It's like the other stuff that I don't want to be around. I don't want to talk down to myself. I don't want to do that. I just don't, and so.
Do you ever feel yourself falling into like the trap that is this age-old conversation now at this point of that what you see on the outside, whether it's in person or online, is not always the case?
Yes, I agree.
Because I feel like especially younger dancers now, they see I think what they fail to understand is that, Marquette and I touched on this, is that like in the reality of it, a lot of your favorite dancers, you know, if you're listening and you think about your favorite dancer, the dancer that you see has the most followers, they're probably not doing as well in the context of what that means in society,
right?
Financially, socially, etc.
Yes,
as you think they are.
Exactly.
And it's really, really easy. I had this conversation once with somebody that, like, you know, if you have a decent credit score and you've got an okay job, it would be really easy to make your life seem significantly more extravagant than it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. You said so. It's like,
would it be safe financially? Probably not. But could you do it? Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that it's this. I think even as adults, even as like, I'm aware of that, and I still find myself falling into those traps of like, man, they must be doing great.
Yes, I know. Same. But that's not the case.
It's not
and
the
case.
And the thing is even when the people that maybe are again doing good in the context of what that means, a lot of times there's things that you will never see, things you will never understand, things that you will never that they're going through.
Yeah.
And so I think it's like, I don't know. And I think maybe I'm just talking through this with you just to talk through it, but I think it's important also for us to understand that like everybody has their stuff.
Oh my, goodness.
And if you just base your success off of what you see, remind yourself of your stuff, and then remind yourself that everybody else has stuff too.
There you go.
You know,
bravo. That's key, Jay. Literally, bro. I have to deal with 30. I'm gratefully have to experience 30 different individuals in my dance crew.
Yeah.
But before that dance crew, Jay, I'm using a small thing of what you just said in a grand scale that you just, how you just put it.
Right.
My small scale of that is those individuals have days, their whole day before they see me at 5 p.m., Jay.
Yeah.
So that means they are carrying, they are downloading, they're receiving so many emotions. They are growing differently. They are carrying whatever they're carrying. And all of a sudden they walk into the room at 5 p.m. and I have to leave my ego out the door and realize that I'm guiding 30 different individual days that already happened, that people are carrying different things.
Yeah.
But I just seen this one on Instagram smiling so big and hard.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing her right now and she looks a little drained a little bit. That looks different though to me. So anyway, perspective. They're not always, it's not always that way. It's not they're not always looking happy. They're not going to always be happy, looking happy. That's not a forever picture.
And the perspective goes into like the issue itself as well, because like if you're a dance teacher and you're hearing this conversation, it's really important to understand that this idea of I hear teachers will say this to dancers all the time, like, wait till you get older. Wait till you have to pay rent. And it's like, no.
I love that you said that.
Because when you are in high school, and your significant other breaks up with you or texts another girl, or whatever, that is just as big in that moment of your life, as something later on down the road.
Absolutely.
And it speaks to what you're saying, is that like as teachers and as mentors, we have to have that perspective of like, regardless of what it is that you went through, you are feeling this emotion. And maybe I felt that same emotion with something way bigger. But it doesn't devalue.
It doesn't devalue the emotion in that moment. It's still there. So it's like, everybody's experience matters for sure. See each other for them first. That's why I really practice, man. I see somebody, I'm like, hey, and they might respond or deliver something sharper. Like outside of my realm of practicing of how, but I practice understanding that's, I don't know what their other stuff is. I don't know what they're carrying. I don't know what they're doing. So as a teacher, if I'm dealing with a student who's down, I allow it. I can't. I'm not like, hey, fix that. Get my moves together and worry about what you worried about later. Okay. Because it's not about the moves, Jay. It's this. You're talking to a human. Who chose this tool to navigate life with now. So as that, we have gurus, teachers, all these people in there. So if we could all be open to that scheme that you just said, that
Yeah.
everyone got something, you know, then you would,
Yeah.
even us carrying our own baggage. Like if you could picture that,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like that's something that maybe people don't give you enough credit for, or even maybe you don't give yourself enough credit for, is you read your rooms extremely well. From watching you and just from seeing your interaction with people. You're very tuned into like how people are feeling in the moment. My question is, do you ever second guess yourself on those thoughts? Because I find myself noticing those things in dancers or just in people, and in my head I'll be like, I should go up to that person and tell them that I like their shoes, but I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Do you ever find yourself second guessing on those types of choices, or is it just instinctual? You don't even think about it.
It really is. I feel like I'm gonna say that it was practice, right? So then it becomes extinction. Say that word.
Instinctual.
Boom.
So at this point, it's like you don't even.
I see it.
You see it. You react.
I see it. Because look, I see it. I react because it's in my realm. Because in that moment, I am the guider.
Yeah.
Whoever steps into my room at that moment, I am the one. I'm not the teacher. I'm the guider.
Yeah.
I walk in. So now, as we're going to navigate rehearsals, whatever, I'm still guiding the room because they're in my world. So as someone who walks in, as a leader, I'm like, you know, Julie looks like she's like, hey, Julie, come here, Julie.
Yeah.
What's up, Julie? How you doing? And she's gonna be like, hey. So what I started doing, I was like, hey, opening free communication. I walk in the room. I say, hey guys, let me know what percentage you're feeling. You know, if you're feeling like you're at a 90 today, let me know. But let's commit to your 90. Let's go. Let's squeeze all the 90 out.
Yeah.
If you're at a 20, let's squeeze all the 20 out. But because you decided to come, we got to squeeze it all out.
Yeah.
If you didn't come,
instead of trying to make up the rest,
don't try to make up the rest.
Yeah.
If this is what you're here, but this is me only being aware of the energy. Yeah. Because someone in that room is going to give me 1,000%. Yeah. 3,000, but I've got to guide it. So now that person that told me that, yo, I had a bad day today, but I'm here. I'm going to do what I best. I'm like, hey, tell me your percentage.
Yeah.
What can I keep you?
I like that.
What can I keep you accountable with?
It's really simple to understand.
Yep. How can I keep you accountable for what you came here still for?
Yeah.
In this rehearsal room right now.
Yeah.
Okay. 60%. Let's go. 60%. Show me with that. Let's go.
Yeah.
That looks like a 20. I need you back at 60 where you told me you were going to be.
Yeah.
You know, but the other bad day that you had, the other 20, you could still experience that.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you're right. I read the room.
I
think about it.
Fantastic
I go into it. You know,
making people feel extremely comfortable.
Yeah,
like it's
thank you.
And I don't think people really quite understand that skill set. It's very difficult to make everyone in the room feel comfortable, regardless of their level.
Absolutely.
And that's something that you do
Thank
very
you,
well.
Thank you, King. Thank you.
I mean, of course. It's just like it's inspiring to watch. You know what I mean? It's motivating to see, because I think a lot of teachers, that's where they fall short, is when they have mixed levels.
Yeah,
they don't know what to do.
Yes, yeah,
they don't know what to do.
Yeah. And my I know. My homegirl I just taught at my homegirl's studio, and she's like, "Hey, we got some little it's a whole bunch of," and she's like, "Yo, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're gonna do," and I'm like, you know, Kennedy, sorry, I said Kennedy. That's my homegirl. I practice this. Yeah, I practice understanding what I keep telling myself. Dance is a tool. Yeah, this tool I could disperse around everybody. Yeah. Just by dropping tiny little nuggets. Yeah. For those who don't feel worthy or capable or whatever. Tiny little ones with this tool. Yeah. And then allowing to feel and making everyone understand that we are in this by me verbally talking, me saying. Yeah,
that's the interesting thing about the way that your approach is that I think a lot of teachers can create safe spaces in their classroom, but they have to talk about it. And they have to intro it, and they have to say, you know, today we're creating a safe space. You have this unmatched ability to create those safe spaces without ever speaking about it.
Yes, exactly.
It's
yes.
unreal to watch.
No,
it really
thank
is.
you, bro. What?
No,
Thank you,
it's
bro.
literally, it's one of those things. It's like magic.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
It's like when you told me, this has stuck with me, that like when you watch my critiques, it's like watching somebody who's like put in the time.
Yes.
That's how I feel about watching you teach.
Thank you, bro.
It's like, it's mastery of,
thank you,
of that skill. And it's something that is like, that I get upset about a lot with conventions, because I feel like there's very few convention teachers that have that skill. Very few.
And you know, for me, Jason, it's like I really I think that I wanted more out of the movement and the tool of dance, so I started really dissecting, like, how can I talk to Amaya, my 6-year-old, and make her understand that she is a titan and can move like Jason. Maybe physically she can't, but maybe I can open the portals of her head and her dreams and her hopes to be like, I can get there for a little bit visually. I can see myself. Anyway, I had to it's just like you said, you know, I have to literally read the room and magically throw little seeds that say, oh, we all matter. Oh, I just kind of go like this thing, and I go, all right, let's dance. Yeah, you know. And so I'm like, all right, let's get it. So anyway, it's not stressing. It's not pushing things in people's mouths. Yeah, it's not. It's not trying to force them to do my way. Yeah, it's just joyfully enjoying what I'm doing and acting, letting myself be me, and then let that affect people, not force it. You know. Yeah. Let them be happy to be around me or not, or, you know what I'm saying? Let the permanent change happen, you know? I appreciate you, King. That's crazy. I appreciate you, bro.
I love how this was like,
I appreciate
this, like, kind of like free flowing.
Yeah, what?
Like it was like, it was like off topic and not all at the same time. It was all over, but it was like connected at the same point.
In a beautiful ride, Jay. Hey. Like, I appreciate you, bro.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, and it's like I need to bet on myself, Jay. Yeah, we need to bet on ourselves. We need a bet. You just need to allow the growth. Yeah,
you gotta go. If you keep waiting, you know.
Yeah,
it's
you gotta bet.
Yeah, you gotta.
We do. We do. And so I appreciate that. I see this, you know, and I'm grateful to be surrounded around it, you know, because it's like, it's fueling me to be like, okay, go, you know, like send.
Yeah, you have to.
You know. Anyway, King, what?
Okay, give us a little nugget. Give us based off of today's conversation, what's a little nugget for anybody that's listening? Human, dancer, teacher.
Okay, from our conversation today, I really want to say, don't separate your experience with the craft and the tool that you're utilizing. You know, like even for boxing, you know, if I'm taking it out of movement, not separating why I am throwing my hands at a bag. What is that doing? Not separating my inner human wants and goals, and not making the craft right. It's not to show off the best chest pop, but really to express yourself, to express your life, to express your vibration and your fun and your soul through using the tool of movement, or whatever that tool is, to let you be the best you know. And just bet on yourself. Go, send it. Don't wait. It's easier said than done, but lean into it. Lean into the fun of the change. Let it be up and down. Let life be up and down. Be good and bad. Just experience it, and don't separate it. Don't separate those experiences with everything you do. That's kind of really, that's my little nug. Shiny little gold nug.
That's really it.
I love you.
Really I feel I mean, that was one of my favorite moments as well. Just kind of that realization for myself that, like, all of your experiences collect.
You know. Collect.
So,
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, switching gears severely. I feel like I'm in like this place of like calmness, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, now we gotta like critique this.
I love it.
So we'll go into it with. You know, with grace.
I love it.
We'll have fun with it. So I'm gonna play it through.
Yes.
You know, if you want me to pause it here and there, I can pause it.
Okay.
We'll just kind of give live commentary on it.
Word.
We are watching University of Memphis.
Let's go, Memphis.
Dance team hip hop finals. This is from this year.
Word.
So.
Okay.
I haven't watched it. Have you seen
Nope,
this piece?
I have not
Okay,
seen it.
all right.
I have not seen it.
All right, we're on the same page.
Let's go.
The setup.
The setup, yeah. Yes, G. This is fun. Come on.
The amp
That right there, the amp right there, immediately you already know that's surging them energy
Yeah.
together. That's pretty
Yo,
fun. That's
speaking
fun.
of which, sorry, I'm already pausing.
No.
I was judging last weekend, and there was this team. There was this one team, and I noticed it right away, and then they kept doing it. Every time they would come out, when they would go into like a big group section, you would hear like a couple of them like, "Come on, let's go."
You see?
And
you
I
see?
made a comment about it. I was like, I absolutely love.
I do.
That you guys are like, you're gassing each other up.
I love it
on stage.
I love it. It because
Like,
it matters. It matters to me. It matters.
Yes,
It matters.
and it spoke volumes to like who was teaching them.
Yes,
because somebody
yes,
taught you this.
yes,
Somebody gave you this energy.
Yep. I love that. No, you already know. I'm with it. That already collectively. Woo. Nice visuals already, bro.
Yeah, this is a dope intro.
Okay.
I always appreciate like the movement of collegiate routines. Love
Yes.
this build-up here, yo.
Yes. I love the ups and downs of that. What just happened right there immediately was like you felt intensity, and then all of a sudden you felt this kind of pull. Anyway, I call this rubber band effect, bro. You know, to learn how to be like crack.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was awesome.
Yeah, that intro was really dope.
Yeah. Those visuals, though. Hold on, stop right there. Hold on. Sorry.
Let me run it back.
Run it back a little bit. That yellow, how it popped up like that. Dark. Everything looked. You see them saying?
Yeah.
Because their hands covered visually.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is dope. This one's dope. These we watched UNLV last weekend, University of Las Vegas.
Dope.
And these they competed at this UDA as well. Whatever teams are in this UDA like region, they kind of smash. And their choreo is like,
well, you have right.
It's really good.
Yeah, you see, you have to almost right. Yeah. Remember, I told you it's like you kind of see where the
and
measure.
We watched it after the BYU one, and the difference was like we kept talking about. The difference was like the BYU piece felt very unintentional in like the music, the movement, just the setup.
Yes.
The difference that I was pointing out with these routines, for whatever reason, this part of the country, I don't know what it is. Whoever's doing the choreo, it's like
Come on, Memphis.
Everything feels intentional.
Which
makes a big difference.
Yes.
Like it feels like there's
a difference for sure.
here.
If you just throwing stuff to just make cool stuff, that's not gonna fly.
Yes.
Intentionally, for sure, we'll see good quality movement, bro.
Yeah.
Easy. Like that seller, yes. And that's gonna be hard, right? Look, keeping it consistent. You start so heavy, you start so like, and you know, having those little tiny moments to pull you back, right? To me, it's like that's the hard part. Being consistent on this energy, not showing. If you gonna smash, you better know how much to gas, or how much to not gas, so you can last.
Well, and I tell people too, like if you start off in the beginning really strong, you've set the bar so high.
You set it so high, G.
So now we know where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like their intro was dope, so they have to like.
How are you going to be? What is going to wrap that up? How are you following that?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was good.
No, you're good, man. This moment was like in theory really dope.
One more time. It is.
I feel like it misses a little bit.
Boom, boom, bang, bang, boom, crack, boom. Hey,
I feel like it was almost like some of the backheads were just enough off that it was like it did. But it
smacked. But also too, Jay, the moment after. Well, I don't know why I feel like visually. I'm about a torso, bro. I am a torso racketeer,
it's
bro.
because you don't see it.
I'd be like,
you don't see it.
I'm like, shake that, you know.
You don't
so
see it.
in this moment, it's like crack. That's so tight because you know, tight. This rowdy moment, that contrast of throwing that torso, angularly crazy in a moment that we are hitting maybe 45s makes a difference, right?
100%.
Yeah. Tiki, a boom, a boom, crack, hey, baby, hey, Halle Berry, hey, cheek. Okay, talk to me. How do you feel about Khalid? I'm gonna say it. How you feel about that collegiate run right there? Collegiate runs. What do you feel about those?
I'm actually a fan of it.
Okay, good. Tell me. I want to talk. We go try.
But I think you have to carry like energy through.
Okay.
You know, you have to carry energy through the run.
Now here's this. Energy through the run. When do you think that is appropriate to use a collegiate run? I'm saying collegiate because I heard the word collegiate because this is what we're watching. But really, if I'm using it in a non-college number,
it's just
what is that?
When should you run? You're asking, when should we dance through a formation and when should we not?
Okay, that's a good one. That's specifically what I'm asking.
So to me, I've always used running transitions, and I think the reason is because I feel like it's an easy way to create immediate contrast between sections of music.
Okay, dope.
So if I'm transitioning between a song, a lot of times I'm going to use a run because it's going to make the switch more impactful once we click into that next formation.
Okay, yes. I can say because in my head, once you do a run, in my world, right, it's like it's a disappearing act almost.
Yeah.
You drop the picture.
Yeah.
The picture gets dropped and everything is now moving, which collectively I see. But I guess throughout my artistic endeavor, I wanted to push, I guess, dancing a formation.
Yeah.
If I'm creatively making it. So I guess like I would use a collegiate run if I was to go to, if I needed a beep beep boom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They'd be like, right? Right.
And I feel like I'm kind of in the same space now where you are, where I had that same feeling as well, where I was like, it was almost just like, well, maybe I should push myself a little bit more
to create a dance, to create a vibe. But I'm with you. It's with you. You drop a picture. It's effective.
Yeah.
You mute the picture.
It's also extremely hard for dancers to dance through formations.
It's
really hard. It is every time I do it, I'm like, yo, I have to like calm myself down a little bit, and I'm like, yo, just this is your transition.
Yes. Okay. No, but I like it. So I guess you answered it for me. We collectively too.
Yeah.
There is a place and a time to snap.
For sure.
There.
I feel like in that moment though,
right there, it was
I feel like this.
Boom, doop, tiki, boom, chest it out, hey, whoop, crack, boom, hey, okay, right here, doop, here we go. This is the transition, okay?
Yeah,
that is moving, and they dance through that, but it, right there, boom, right there. Some people, ooh.
Yeah, see, like in that situation, I feel like it works.
Yes. But look,
they're hitting this.
But look, some people didn't do it.
I will say I don't feel like the connector was big enough.
Exactly.
So it didn't create enough definition between the transition and catching back into that. That's the thing that like, because let's be honest, this setup is like Royal Family.
Yes.
They kind of coined this like moving, and then you're into it. Their ability to create definition between those moments is what separates them from a lot of people. Try to do those setups
because of their super
work.
Amazing dime hard stops. Understanding
it's really tricky to get it to hit.
They're so amazingly powerful when they move, but then they understand how to stop their move.
And you can't anticipate it at all.
No,
and I feel like that's part of where it falls apart with a lot of teams that try to do it is you see the setup happening.
Like it's about to happen. Yes.
And with Paris's stuff, a lot of times you don't see it happen.
because everything feels like it's actively moving, creatively choreographed.
Yes.
Everyone has a track to visually move off. So it's not like, oh, she did a ninja run. Oh, but then they're not. So it wasn't too effective in that man. But you're right.
I find myself trying to do it, and a lot of times I just end up bagging it because I'm like, no, better not.
Get out of here.
Yeah, better not. Let's just try something else.
No,
because it has to be the perfect move. It has to be the perfect setup.
Yeah.
And I also have a hard time too. If you notice with Royal Family, a lot of times they do it going from out to in.
Yes.
And this was in to out. Which I feel like automatically strips away a lot of that collective energy.
You're stripping collective, and sometimes even outskirts of attention pulling hands that you're doing things wherever you directionally. So then it's anyway. I love the creativeness of the Royal Family because of that stuff. It's Anyway, yes, thank you. To a boo, hey, let's get ratchet. Ha, hey, ooh, ha.
This is a dope setup.
Dope. Hey,
And they got the M. They got the M. Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, come on. Hey. That style. Look at that.
What? I wish they would have stayed in that pocket a little bit longer.
Yeah. This right here. Yes.
That would
absolutely.
have absolutely hit.
Yes,
because I love the nod to like the region.
Yes. Hey,
they should have stayed in. They should have kept.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that is a pocket. When you have grooves, sometimes I try to. Me personally, bro, I sometimes don't. I would throw it like that.
I do it all the time. I do it every time.
You know?
I do it every time.
But then sometimes
every time I'm like, I should have stayed longer. I should have stayed. Because when you see when you do see people that stay, you're like,
it just is effective. That is just such a simple collective because we see that you guys are that we can create these technical lines but dang, a simple is Trust the process 100%. To stay a little longer.
Trust the process.
Hey, ooh, hey.
That's a dope transition.
That's dope. Oh, hey, they wild over here. Hey, ooh. G. Even a little back. Go back a little bit, bro.
That's cool.
That was dope. Whoa. Hey,
that setup was dope.
Nice. Woo!
That was sick.
I love that the in between that happened there.
Yeah, the catch on.
Yes, that was an amazing catch on.
Well, what I was telling Marquette is like what is so nice about collegiate teams is you're auditioning them and they're adults.
Yes.
So everybody's pretty freaking good.
Yes.
So that's what I struggle with like studio sometimes. Is like you sometimes can't do visually exactly what you want because you have to be mindful of like I got to keep these people here.
Absolutely.
But with they have no hold.
No hold back.
So they can move and twist and articulate that formation to however they want. They don't have to worry about who's where.
Nope. Exactly. Everybody is
making that transition happen in a studio world would be near impossible.
Yeah, you have to see what. Yeah.
Because you'd have to be mindful of who's where.
That was crazy. But it almost felt like a glide, bro.
Yeah.
You know? Dude. Nice. What?
That's pretty nasty. That one was pretty nasty.
Tight.
That was pretty
nasty.
Nasty.
They got us going though. They had us going.
Yeah.
Let's go, Memphis.
I think it's really cool to see like when you can tell the choreographer kind of has a clue.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It makes it really cool.
With style as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, juking and all these big styles to be like, oh, they teaching that in the studio? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said though, we messing with some older cats.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different on a. And when I say older, I mean like outside the studio.
Yeah.
In the studio.
Too. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was great.
I think just watching the difference between like these and then some other routines, like it just hammers home that idea of like intention. Like everything has to be like this felt purposeful from top to bottom.
Yes.
Were there misses? For sure.
Yes.
But it felt cohesive.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And because I really do believe the first impression of that syncing up with the squad.
Yeah.
To understand that you each other bets on each other.
Yeah.
Makes a solid team.
Yeah.
You got everyone fighting, throwing hands.
Yeah.
And being like, we We going?
Yeah.
Even if there's little misses, can you say what can shade those tiny misses is what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like seeing too, like seeing routines like this in the collegiate space give me hope for
I know what you mean.
Because it's like for so long, and even up till this point, like it's just some of the routines, it's like, it's not hip hop. There's no style.
There is no pico de gallo on that rice, bro.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not going to say there. I'm just going to say I feel that it might be that they want things to be clean.
Yeah, they want it to be clean,
connected. They want to check boxes versus okay, but that needs a little.
The irony is like if that's your focus, then you inherently are going to strip away every ounce of the style, of every ounce of like you can't be clean.
No,
but what you can do is be on the same page visually.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Your shapes can still hit.
Yes.
Your images can still hit.
But the style should still hit.
Yes.
If you're using that style, you should hit that style. Then.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And so it's like, in my head, I loved that it felt like that.
Yeah.
You know, that I was like, oh, they're not like they didn't bring in a Marquette, a JPEG. They didn't bring in these hip hop heads and then just be like, hey, we actually just want the outside of the movement.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know everything that you're utilizing inside there.
Yeah.
Can we save that for you? Yeah. We want the shell of that.
Yep. Yep.
You know, it's like I didn't feel that from that. You know, but that happens, Jay.
Oh yeah, it happens. It's a difference between understanding the actual style and understanding the moves.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that understand the moves of hip hop.
Yes.
But there's not a lot of people that understand the style and the movement behind it.
You're right.
Because you can sit and do New Jack grooves all day long.
You are right.
You know what I mean? You can put all the New Jack grooves you want into a dance, but if you're missing the movement elements, then we're still far off. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Huh. Yeah, because you're right. There's two different things, bro. The style, you know, and the move.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because then now you're talking about the culture of it, the experience of it.
And that's why, this will be my last zinger.
Oh.
That's why hip hop is the hardest style. It's the hardest style.
Because it's like so many umbrellas.
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's not just moves.
Like
you can't just do the moves.
Of so many umbrellas of experiences.
Yep.
Of stories, of lineage behind them. It's not just like, oh, we got where that Crip walk was from.
Yeah.
We're just throwing our feet back and forth. Nah. Mm-hmm. What are you saying to me? Yeah. I couldn't be doing no Crip walk back in high school.
Yeah.
But I was seeing it as a dance craze.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Yeah.
But no, there's story. There's culture to that. There's a reason to that stuff. There's
and if you don't take the time to even like remotely honor that, you'll always be missing that essence. You'll always be missing it.
You're the essence.
And the thing is like from the people that can recognize it, they'll see it every time.
Yep. Easy. They'll smell it.
They'll see it every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll do the dog look.
Yeah.
You know, wait. Something seems a little different right there. Something here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
There it is. Come on. Yo, Jay's mic things are popping right now. They're busted. Anyway, thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Click, boom.
Thank you.